I grew up in New York, where all the best restaurants are, and all the magazines are, and all the media is. I came to Sacramento, and I found out that this is where the food is. So when I decided to stay and people asked, is Sacramento really good? What I said was, no, I have this sandbox that is unparalleled as a cook. There is nowhere else in America that is like it in terms of the access that we have to raw ingredients. With the 12-month growing season, we can grow pretty much anything. And over the last 10 years, as customer support has grown and the numbers of restaurants have grown, the food in Sacramento has only gotten better.
In the past 5 or so years, we have noticed a fine dining culture emerging in places you wouldn't traditionally expect. Instead of big cities laying claim to the best, the brightest, the newest restaurants, smaller cities all over the US and even the world are starting to get noticed for their quality and innovation.
These smaller sized cities, like Sacramento, have very dedicated farmers connected with dedicated restaurateurs and are building the path to the future.
Here in Sacramento, the community of chefs is, unlike many cities, very tight and very closely knit. Chefs have started to come into town to make their own mark. Chefs have come back to town to make their own mark. Chefs who are already here are changing how they make their mark. And it's all centered around the farmers.
I grew up on farms, going down to the river, picking blackberries with my dog, you know, and my mom coming home and turning them in 5 minutes literally into a cobbler. I started making my menu based off of the farms, what the farms had. It took a few years, but we went from using about 12 different fruit purees from Europe, and I use 0 now. Every single thing in our chocolates is local. One of the most popular bonbons is our olive oil sea salt bonbon. And this stuff, after you go to the farm, you treat it like it's liquid gold. You know, I mean, I have chills.
Hey, Ginger, how are you?
Good, Mike, how are you?
Good, long time no see.
Great to see you. Is Diane here?
She is, come on in, yeah.
I remember meeting Diane at the Davis Farmers Market. They invited me out to the farm to pick blackberries with my children. I don't know, I literally fell in love with this farm. So many olive trees. They do everything themselves, and they have this beautiful press.
Oh, hi, Ginger. How are you?
Hi, how are you?
Good. It's good to see you.
I brought you some treats.
Mm-hmm.
You guys are responsible for making it so delicious. What we're doing with our chocolates is what they're doing on their farm, and that's really what made us connect, and that's really why I wanted to use their olive oil.
We've got squirrel issues this year. I've been farming at this location since 1986, and now we have around 1,700 trees in somewhere around 20 varieties. My harvesting technology is basically the technology from 5,000 years ago. I spread nets on the ground, and I pulled off the low-hanging fruit with my hands, and then I whacked the rest of it with big fiberglass sticks, and I I'm not hitting the fruit, okay? I'm hitting a branch. So the fruit's actually landing fairly gently in this net. If you give the trees lots of water, they're completely happy, they're gonna make bland oil. They need to suffer. I don't give them as much water as they want. And the trees respond to that by making lots of secondary compounds, which are actually the flavor compounds of the oil.
So we used the Tajoska in this one. And are we still thinking that it's the right one?
It depends. I've got another one I'd like you to try, which is there's a variety called Oscolano, which is very flowery.
What we're looking for in the olive oil is absolutely the most pungent, sort of green flavor that we could get, so it really carried over in the chocolate.
So this is the one, Oscolano and Picual mix.
I want to dive in a pool of that. I just think chocolate is the most beautiful thing, and when you have 24 different bonbons lined up, using the best ingredients you can find, it's a beautiful picture.
When Farm to Fork started as an initiative, for the first couple of years, everyone just kept saying, Farm to Fork, that's just a marketing gimmick. And then I finally came to the realization that, yes, for sure, it's marketing, but it's brilliant because this is who we are. We live in the middle of the richest agricultural region of the world, and we celebrate our farms and farmers in ways that don't happen in other parts of the country or really couldn't happen in other parts of the country.
Something to be said about taking a ride and seeing all the things, orchards and plots of land that are planted, of things that we actually all use in our restaurants and in our facilities, you know, whether it's for your jams, you know, or introducing sturgeon and a sushi level.
We're so used to cooking and operating by the seasons.
Like, why is there asparagus on the menu year-round? Just have it when it's good.
We all go into a restaurant after June and say, why is there asparagus in here? This should not come back till March. We go into restaurants in the winter and we don't expect to see tomatoes. We know when
and
things
we
are
almost
coming.
call each other on it a little bit, right? I'll be honest, not in a bad way.
We're snarky as hell. You kidding me? Yeah.
I never think of it really as a farm to fork movement. It's so much more than that. When Chez Panisse began, we really learned that the restaurant's whole reputation depended on the goodness of the ingredients. That our cooking was a little thing at the end.
45, but you know, 440.
Okay, thank you very much. Cool. Appreciate it. Yep. It's a nice peppery bite. It's going to make a good salad with the beets. Hi, how are you?
And that's how we ended up at the doorsteps of local farmers and ranchers because they were growing food for flavor. They were picking it when it was ripe and bringing it to us immediately.
I think the first farm I went to was Michael Bosworth. He came to the restaurant one day. He was like, hey, I got this rice company, drop off some samples, you know. The first thing I asked was like, well, how much is it? And he told me the price. I was like, what? Why am I going to pay that much for the rice? You know, and then he invited me out to go to the farm. And just seeing the whole process and seeing the labor into it, right after that, I was like, sign me up. You know, I could see the love that goes into it.
I just want to say that the most important thing we can do is show that we don't haggle farmers. It's ridiculous. It's sickening.
They work very hard. Why am I going to argue over a few cents, 10 cents, $1 per pound for something? Because it's all business. Everybody needs to earn their living, from the middleman to the fisherman to everybody to the delivery driver. Like, pay what it's worth, you know, and give me the best stuff possible. I'm not going to haggle you for the price.
We have to stop that cycle. I mean, it has to stop somewhere.
When I got started in the mid-'70s, there just wasn't the awareness, the connection between farmers and restaurateurs and consumers. There were very few, if any, farmers markets. There were no CSAs. chefs weren't rock stars yet. And therefore, as a vegetable crop farmer, as a truck farmer, I failed miserably 3 or 4 times and finally said, I want a crop, 1 harvest a year, less perishability, something that I had more control over, walnuts.
Walnuts.
The name McNamara is familiar because of the fact that my father was asked by President Kennedy in 1960 to be the Secretary of Defense. And I think probably being part of the 60s generation, I was a back-to-the-lander. French cuisine really enjoys walnut meat at this point, which, let's try it. I find it a little bitter. Very bitter.
Very bitter.
Yeah. I spent 2 years on the road, hitchhiking all the way to Patagonia into Chile. And it was really on that journey that I found agriculture. Come look at this. We have the Northern California black walnut. It's very hard to break open, it takes a hammer. The meat is rather bitter. The English has that lovely taste. But the English, if I were just to plant it in the ground, there are diseases naturally occurring in the soil that would kill this tree. The black is resistant to it. So at 1 year old, when the tree is the thickness of my finger, we cut it and we graft on a 6-inch piece of this English. And within a year, it's a solid tree. And the beauty is that everything that we enjoy, that glass of wine, that lovely plum, peach, everything is grafted because the varieties that we enjoy are not necessarily soil resistant to soil-borne diseases. We're coming up on our 40th harvest and so excited to be growing such a bountiful, nutritious crop as the walnut. It's laden with omega-3 fatty acids, antioxidants.
And they taste good.
They taste
right?
good.
And you can use them in all sorts of ways, right? Granola in the morning and in pastas and for pestos. And nocino, walnut liqueur from your walnuts.
Oh my goodness.
We pick them on the end of May and then we age it. And wow, now, 3 years later, it smells beautiful, right?
That's got quite a kick.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
So when do you enjoy it? For what occasions?
I enjoy giving it to people like you who say, whoa, that's strong.
We are one of the most important regions in the world for food production. The 400 crops that we grow in California, not just the one that I grow.
He doesn't like losing at anything.
I don't like losing at anything.
That's why he loves to hate me.
So I hear you like golf though, Chef.
Yeah, I mean,
are you good though?
No, I'm not. No, so
I'm not good. I like golf, but I'm not good.
Here's the thing about golf. No one's ever as good as they want to be.
Yeah.
That's true.
Right? Tiger Woods will throw his club after hitting a drive that I would be like over the moon about. And you're only as good as however much you play. So I don't play very much.
No do I.
But what I like about it is I like the fact that it's me against the course. I like the fact that sometimes it's me against you. And I like the fact that sometimes there's some talking that might happen along with that.
But do you agree
Those are
that
the things.
golf is a personal game? You're not, you're
100%.
not playing against anybody else. You're
Nobody to
playing
blame but
against
yourself.
Wow, there's a lot of birds on the green. I think it's time for birdie. Smart people goes to bunker. That's about 250, 60.
Yeah.
But I'm not smart, so I always go over the tree.
Oh.
Yeah, this is like a restaurant, you know, ups and downs. Yep. Woo, that's a golf shot. All right, I like the challenge.
If you asked me 10 years ago if I was ever going to open my own restaurant, I would have said no. But, you know, now I love the entrepreneurial business owner side of it just as much as I love the cooking side.
Yeah! Woo!
There we go.
There you go. Push.
What about you? You've opened what, like 40 restaurants? So.
My goal is 50, but not there yet.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, first restaurant was the hardest one for us.
Hard.
And having a second was nightmare. But after third, fourth, it'll get easier because I find smarter people, better people around me.
Yeah.
So they say, they don't need me. Go out and play golf. So that's why I play golf a lot.
It's working.
Oh, you want to take a mulligan? You get one mulligan.
I'll drop up there. I'll drop at the red steak.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll play by the rules. I like the rules.
Okay. I don't. So you guys got good food, so.
The smart people around me holding me accountable to make it, that's exactly what it takes.
Wow, what a clutch.
I know. Now we both got to come in and eat at each other's places.
Yes. I thought I had it. Double or nothing. That was stupid mood of me.
When I was coming up, the line cooks that I worked alongside of are a lot of the chefs in town now. And I remember, kind of a mass exodus at one point. I've searched out other opportunities and other places to be able to grow. And so I moved on to Cleveland and then the Napa Valley, work at Solage and Soul Bar. Cleveland was a pretty big departure from California. They definitely have 4 very distinct seasons, so it was really interesting for me to be halfway across the country and in the winter be receiving produce coming from the Capay Valley.
Well, I think what's different about Sacramento as opposed to 10 years ago is a lot of the entrepreneurial energy from a lot of the, up and coming chefs opening their own businesses, and they're taking risks and they're taking chances. To be able to do something that, people walking in our door don't know what to expect and have them enjoy it and have an open mind towards that says a lot about, where we're at as a dining community.
Cannon was barely 2 years old, and here comes the Michelin Guide again. And we were obviously over the moon to be recognized in the guide with a Bib Gourmand, but I think we still get to run things our way and apply that pressure to ourselves and to our staff.
So what's the deal? I heard you guys y'all got history together.
Yeah.
Brad Checky?
Yeah.
So yeah, Oliver Ridgway.
Yeah, we have a unique relationship.
Well, he came to Sacramento. I was out for the same job as him. This British guy had a totally different style.
He's big-headed, he's a know-it-all, and he'll stand by it.
He got the job at the Citizen. We became super close friends and still are to this day.
God, he texted me earlier on, actually. Apparently I promised to do an event with him on Saturday, but I'm doing brunch here. I forget what he called me. I'll give you a word. Scumbag. From my perspective, Sac at the time, just for me, felt like it was trying to be something. But there was this restaurant, Grange, and the Citizen Hotel that were kind of this pinnacle of downtown. I interviewed there and got hired and walked into a kitchen that the food that was coming out was great. The ingredients, sourcing, the technique, and you had this raw talent. And this young man here was kind of running the show, and they wanted someone to bring some kind of maturity.
Maturity is the right word, I think.
Yeah. But, I think what I've always loved about Grange, and we've all cooked here, right, that it's not a place that a signature dish has ever stayed. It's just been a place of creation where we've all kind of put our own spin on it, whatever's the best availability locally or what have you. So you end up with super inspired dishes that...
Yeah, I mean, I think the cool thing about this restaurant is that it allows you to be whoever you want to be.
In a normal hotel, to go to your management team on the front of the house and be like, we're printing new menus today, that doesn't happen.
Doesn't happen.
Doesn't happen. But here it happens every day. So you don't find hotel restaurants like this anywhere.
From the outside, people don't quite understand the magnitude. This building has a bigger December than a lot of restaurants have in an entire year.
Yeah.
And
that's no joke.
To wrap your head around that, to chef that, you're doing something that's just making you grow exponentially as a chef.
I don't get the job at Soul Bar without Grange on my resume.
Yeah.
I don't get the job in Cleveland. My first executive chef job ever. I don't get that without this on my resume.
I don't get to open up my own restaurant with a handful of investors without the proof of concept of me doing what I did here and what I achieved and turn my life around because of what Grange did to me. There we go.
First carrot harvest of the
Damn, look
season.
at those.
Yeah, they're about ready.
Pull the mud away, but it's not gonna kill me.
It's organic. Nothing in there that's gonna hurt you.
Yeah, don't panic, it's organic. Yeah, that's straight up candy. There's something special about going to a farm and ripping something out the ground and putting it straight in your mouth, as nature intended it to be. It definitely gives you a gauge on how fresh food should be when it gets to your kitchen. I think we've all worked in environments aren't so close to agriculture and you get a box of produce that is just not up to par. You don't know when it was picked, what it was supposed to be like, but now in Sacramento, your expectation on what you're receiving before you cook it becomes a lot higher.
I don't think people understand how much power they have over the food system. And just saying like, we want our diet to focus on the best seasonal local stuff.
Yeah.
And if they're demanding that and paying for that, then you're delivering that through your restaurant, we're delivering that through our farmers markets, through our CSA. You know, that's what really creates a healthy, vibrant, local food system.
One of my main missions when I first moved to Sacramento is get connection with the local farmers. Went out to the Cape Valley, which is Thaddeus's farm, and I really enjoyed his sort of young entrepreneur approach to modern farming, really.
I took for granted like this base knowledge of how the seasons work and how to farm with it. And, you know, when to plant tomatoes, what varieties to plant for this area, when do you grow fennel and chard and kale and all that stuff. And I look at my kids and I look forward to, to teaching them like, hey, this is how, our family takes care of the land, and these are the crops that we can grow, and when we grow them, there's a lot of tribal knowledge that needs to be passed on. And we need to talk more about all of the people that work on farms and all of those families that devote, their lives and work really hard to get us good quality food that's, not super expensive. And it's a luxury that I don't think we talk enough about.
Absolutely. I've cooked in London, Sydney, New York, New Orleans, and Sacramento. There's just nothing like it.
Today, customers and foodies are more aware and sensitive to the notion of quality and origin of the products they consume. We do recognize the city of Sacramento, and we are looking forward to observing its evolution.
Because of a lot of different chefs in this area, the community is just a really special place, I think.
There's tons of crazy people and tons of crazy stories. I think sometimes we don't talk about all the tons of crazy heartache that comes with those crazy stories. But I think food is and always has been something that brings people together.
I do art because I'm an artist. For me, I've painted and I've charcoal and I do a lot of art because I've always been artistic. I'm a musician. And to me, food is that median that is all encompassing of the senses. But I don't think that food has to be art. I think it's beautiful, whether it's beautifully smoked brisket or a fine dining meal. I love food in every way, shape, or form. So I have a really hard time with the art in food. I mean, it's great and it's awesome, and I love to see people get artistic with their food, but make it taste good first. The concept for Localis has always just been cook with what we have and always be inspired. We're putting out interesting fine dining. We used to steer away from the name fine dining a little bit because it scares some people, but we're trying to attract an audience here. I would say our food is eclectic, fine dining, accessible enough to anybody, but also elevated enough for everybody. And then you think about, now that I have these ingredients, how can I make them look wonderful on a plate? It's more about just letting beautiful food be beautiful. And when you have incredible ingredients that are in season, they just tend to look really beautiful as well. I really try to remember that while I love the world approach of inspiration, all those ingredients that we know we can't get, how do we get that same thing on the plate with something local? If we're not gonna use pineapple, what do we do to get something like pineapple? We find an apple, then we, pickle it, and then we dehydrate it for a little while, or we do whatever we can to try to get it to mimic pineapple. That's the funnest part of writing menus. You can see it, taste it, touch it, smell it, hear it. Everything is involved in food. And I think that's one of the only few, art mediums that have everything encompassing. And then the first time that you make something that tastes good, you see a guest eat it and they're like enjoying it like you enjoyed your first time of eating something. That memory and that creation of a memory for someone else is literally the entire reason that I cook now.
I haven't found anything I don't like. I mean, Cambodia, I ate tarantula, ants, and bugs and everything. I love to share. That's one of my things about restaurant is if I find something, I wanted to share.
I think that's so crazy because that is the exact opposite of why I travel. You source ingredients for your restaurant because that's how your restaurant runs.
Like fish-wise, I can't catch bluefin on American River.
Yeah.
Totally.
You went all over the world.
Yeah.
I mean, did you like Japan?
The culture there is so rich. I learned how to make Szechuan sauce while I was there. And I have it on my menu today.
Oh.
So me being a Floridian, a boy from the South,
yeah, that's totally different.
It was totally different, but I found a way, like literally right now, I have on my menu fried okra that's tossed in the Szechuan sauce.
Sorry, it's not farm to fork, ocean to chopstick. So this scallop is from Hokkaido, Japan, northern tip of Japan. It's very sweet. And the salmon is from New Zealand. And yellowtail from my hometown, Kumamoto. And then Wagyu is from right next to my hometown, Japan, too. I can taste my country this way. In Japan, I was kind of crazy kid, like hair, everything. I just couldn't be myself. So that's why I was 11 years old. I told my parents, I don't know, I can't be myself in Japan. And my dad said, I heard America is a good place for you to go. So I did a newspaper route when I was 11, till about 15 and a half, raised $6,000. I brought my parents too because they didn't have money. America gave me a dream. My dad, he's a pastor. And my dad woke up one morning, hey, God gave me a vision, we're gonna open a restaurant. I said, how? He's the worst businessman you ever meet. He never cooked in his life. He said, you know what, I don't know how, but God gave me a vision. We had only $2,000 in the bank account, whole family all together. And then we met one Japanese gentleman from Japan. We shared the idea, my dad wants to open a restaurant. And he went back to Japan and he called my dad, hey, what's your bank account number? I want to be part of your adventure. And next time we went to the bank, found out he sent us $300,000. So we opened the restaurant together with my father and everybody. And I was only 17. They said, you do the bookkeeping. I said, what's bookkeeping mean? It was so fun, keep writing the checks. And within 6 months, we lost all $300,000. And when I was 21, I told my dad that night, I said, I'm out. We're the only fishermen in the whole world didn't have fish because we had no money. And people came in, hey, can I have tuna? I said, I'm sorry, I have only cucumber fish or avocado fish. Take a pick. I've been asking you all the time, we hit the dead end, we should give up. And you always told me, keep digging.
And look up on the up. I try to dig deep and deep as foundation of a Japanese restaurant. It took a few years, but after that, everything perfect.
I don't know about perfect, but
I remember the first time starting to go out to the sushi place. There was no one there, but there was this kid behind the bar who didn't really speak English very well.
do you remember those days?
Absolutely. People would start coming out there and seeing how you grew. And so for me to see someone, a family, you're right, a pastor opening a sushi restaurant, right, doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but it gave me hope.
Wow, that's crazy. You've been there.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
My dad said, hey, dream is free, so why not dream big?
I love the fact that the failure in your story, because we're all going to have those moments to where we come up short.
Yes.
I'm the typical, single mom household, multiple kids in the inner city ghetto, that thing, right? But that doesn't mean that was my destiny. But what I like to say, if I land on my back, I can look up. And if I can look up, I can get up. And what's beautiful is the amazing careers that everybody have, we still got that room to grow and allow others to shine.
You got potatoes in for the big boy?
Yes, sir. What makes me tick, so to speak, is my faith, my family, and then my food. I think if you take either one of those away from me, you got an incomplete person.
To see what he's created and what's unfolding in Q1227, I'm still impressed.
I'm not a soul food chef, I'm a chef. I've been called that, and I just look at it and laugh because it doesn't define who I am. Before there was farm to fork, my mom was farm to fork because we had a little garden. It was like 2 rows of whatever, right? And she would go out and pick collard greens from her own little plants outside and bring them in and teach me how to wash them and how to cut them. That was my first experience really with food, I'm definitely pulling from my roots, man. Recipes from when I was growing up, and we had this and we ate this. But then 25 years in the culinary industry, it's all been in California. It would be idiotic of me not to pull from local ingredients. It's definitely a combination. It's a combination of my travels, of books that I may read. I get inspired by watching other chefs. I'm blessed to be a blessing, and everything I do is geared around that. 10% of the proceeds that this restaurant makes goes back into the community through our organization.
We now feed 9,000 to 10,000 families and individuals a year.
We offer all sorts of assistance as well. They need clothes. We give them clothes for the interview. So it's not just, oh, here you go, here's a cut. No, it's like, what do you need for that next step? Can I give your son some applesauce? Here you go, buddy. That's just for you, man, okay? I hope that one day they'll be able to walk through these doors and purchase a meal on their own because they've gotten on their feet and they can remember that small little opportunity that someone showed them. I just want to love on them, and food is my language of love.
Would you walk us through the grid? Can we blind taste this wine together?
I think so. Yeah, if you guys want to. You want to go through the
that'd be
grid
cool.
real quick?
Let's do it.
All right. Wine number 1 is a white wine. The wine is clear. The wine is Day Bright. It is a pale gold straw of medium plus concentration of color. There's no gas or sediment. The viscosity is medium plus. On the nose, the wine is sound. The intensity of aromatics are medium plus. The wine is developing. My first love was dance and theater. My wine studies are directly correlated to the way I practice dance. Largest chain of mountains in Piedmont, Monferrato Hills. Aging requirements for Barolo Normale, 38 months. Primary fruits here We have very ripe stone fruits. So we have apricot and peach. There's almost a funk to the wine that's really pleasant, almost like a brie cheese going on. Wood. Second most planted grape in Piedmont. Okay, on the palate. Structurally, the wine is dry. The body is medium plus. The texture is round. And this is one of those unique Italian grapes that has that cherry blossom. It's such a weird tasting profile. I wouldn't usually say that in the dining room, but it tastes like cherry chapstick. You know, that like cheap
Can I say, if I was a person dining at a fine dining restaurant who would be intimidated by a Somm, I would want to hear that. Sure. I'm not kidding, because that right there, you're like, oh,
cherry
they're
chapstick.
just like me. I used to eat that in second grade.
Which one should I start with?
Franciacorta.
Simone's Winery. 2009 vintage, so.
Creamy.
So good. Yeah, that goes really well with oysters. New Orleans has a food culture. Seattle has a food culture. Can we carve out an identity that will actually draw people to Sacramento as a food town? We found a home in East Sacramento, which is the Italian Little Italy. I mean, there's a lot of Italian heritage, Tellini's and Corti Brothers, and all of these great Italian institutions in Sacramento. To be part of that little community here has been amazing. The wine program at Allura really defined the restaurant. And, you know, my wife defines the restaurant. She's the front of the house, I'm the back of the house, and I'm her biggest fan.
There is something to having a difficult wine list because we don't have kind of the go-tos. We don't have that Napa Cab, Napa Chardonnay, maybe things that people might find in the grocery store. And I did that on purpose because I want to break down those barriers that wine's intimidating. And one of the ways that I do that here is just tell me what you like to drink. If you're at home, you want to pop a bottle of wine, what is it? I just bring the wines out and I say, okay, the wine on the left is wine 1 and the wine on the right is wine 2. Just taste them, I will be right back. They don't even know what I've handed them. That's not the point. Do you like it? Great. Even though it's a nice place to eat, we hope, my goal is that there's no pretense. When I'm driving to work, I listen to Broadway show tunes or death metal, and that's my personality. I wanted it to be true to who we are. Deneb and I are like...
We're fringe class.
That's how we are fringe
We're
class.
not.
I want Allura to be the place
Yeah.
where you take someone when you want to get laid, and I am sorry, I am not sorry about that.
No, I don't think you should be. I want that Barry White version of a restaurant where you leave and you're like, we doing some things.
I've always just kind of been this person that was like, I see these walls, but I don't see these walls.
Yeah.
Like, I don't see these walls. Like, there's something on the other side. Walls are trash.
Right.
Walls are a trap, right?
Right.
Because like at first, you know, as a chef, what is the path? You start as a dishwasher, you work as a line cook, maybe you get promoted to sous chef, and maybe one day you're executive chef, and then maybe one day somebody's gonna give you a bunch of money to open a restaurant, and you get your own set of walls.
The life of a line cook is a vicious cycle. Same steps every day. You wake up, maybe you shower, and you go to work. Then you battle. Hopefully you win. A lot of times you don't. Input, order, output food, collect paycheck, go home. There's probably alcohol after, go to sleep, wake up, do the exact same thing over and over. Is it gonna be this way forever?
Yeah, so I realized I didn't need the four walls of a kitchen, or I didn't need a chef, and so I started doing my own thing. I started traveling more. I started to do pop-ups more. I started doing events more. I started taking on private gigs. And, you know, that kind of all led to Last Supper Society's creation, which is, you know, it was a move for my mental health, for my creative freedom, for my physical freedom. Getting out of that day-to-day of working in restaurants and being a line cook and creating my own playing field to where, you know, I got to call the shots. I got to cook what I want, when I want, and on my terms.
Mm-hmm.
Working in the industry and like kind of seeing how it caused, you know, a lot of my old chefs to treat people. How, you know, it caused people to lose their freaking minds.
Yeah.
I didn't want to be like that. I was not gonna let that be me.
I came out of that college of when you become an owner, restaurateur, executive chef, that it's do this right now. Like, you know, everybody here is replaceable. Don't say sorry. If you cry on the shift, that's your problem. I won. I came from that. And then I reached a point where I was about to mentally lose it. And I don't know if I should say this out loud, but it's my truth. And I don't owe anybody hiding this. I had gotten to the point where I had been thinking about committing suicide. And I just needed to step back. And I had bought this farm. And this plot of land has just been so immensely healing because it has allowed me to slow down. You already have a group of people that have inner childhood wounds, trauma that has nothing to do with the restaurant whatsoever.
Yep.
And then you put them into a situation where access to something that will help you mask the lack of healing that you're doing is easily accessible.
It's a vicious cycle.
It's a vicious cycle. And if you are part of an establishment that's the culture, you are going to get sucked into it, even if you try not to. I'm very open with my staff because, you know, I've had employees who are drinking on the job and they're messing up. And so when you have those situations where you see someone suffering, if you put yourself out there like, hey, this is a struggle for me too. I've struggled with alcohol, I've struggled with drugs, I'm bipolar, sorry. You know, you can make a difference in someone's
Well, look at
life.
how many restaurant people we've lost in the last couple of years.
Right. Yeah.
You know, I mean, this is a real thing, and people in our industry are hurting.
I have lived my life for 42 years living in hyper control. And on this farm, I have control over nothing. I can start a seed, put it in the ground, pray that it comes up. It is what it is. It's unfortunate in our society that we don't get afforded these moments to be present. This farm is kind of one of my forms of meditation. Take my shoes off, put my feet in the earth, just be connected with the property, listen to the land. I just want to grow food, and I want to learn, and I want to teach, and I want to slow down. It's a reset. There was someone that I used to work for, and I remember having a conversation about being from New Orleans and Southern food. And that person saying to me, well, it's good, but it's not elegant. It's cheap food. It's poor people's food.
So is ramen, so is pasta, it's all poor people food.
Yeah. Southern food is not cheap to make.
It's not easy.
Everything takes time. Everything takes massaging. Everything takes patience. There's something to be appreciated by food that came out of slavery. How can food not create like emotion in you that brings you back to some of the most amazing moments in your life? Like, food means that to me. Food is, it's family, it's history. And when people tell me like they don't know how to cook, and like, do you understand the importance of knowing your family's food, your culture's food? Like my mom's fried chicken, that dish
As stupid as fried chicken is, that recipe is 200 years old. It's my mom's, and it was her mother's, and her mother's before that, and her mother's before that. You are literally telling the timeline of your family.
Right. On the Quinn side of the family, we've always been cooking. We've always been a family of service.
Like, I don't want to be the best chef in Sacramento. I want to be the best chef in the world. I don't want to have the greatest business. It has nothing to do with any of that. All it is that have I reached other humans, and has my story affected someone else's story?
Working in restaurants, you have to push yourself through hard days. It's a pressure that I love, and if I didn't love it, I wouldn't do it.
We did 40 trays of eggplant yesterday, and we need 45, bringing us to 6,000 slices of roasted eggplant. 6,000.
Gluten-free, dairy-free, egg-free, blah, blah, blah. We'll force you to go between.
Never cooked pasta in a fry basket, but I guess it's the first time for everything. Maybe some salt.
I know, Molly, you had a lot of involvement last year in the bridge dinner. Like, how was that for you?
It was special. That dinner has become something that our city looks forward to every year. And the tickets, it sells out. It was an honor that they chose an all-female lineup last year. There were 4 women chefs who were kind of like the lead chefs for the event. Chef Suzette Gresham from Accarello in San Francisco was the guest chef. In keeping with her restaurant, it was an Italian-themed dinner.
Right.
Our course was the pasta course. What do you think the chances are? 375 is 375. So the dish has 4 steps. First is going to be the sauce on the plate, and then we're going to pop the timbales out about 12 o'clock. Everyone say a little prayer.
With a little bit of force there, okay? You can always repair. The worst case scenario, if a piece of eggplant sticks in the middle, go in and get it.
Et voila.
Yay!
That's 325 for 10 minutes. We did a risky dish.
It's the first time on the bridge dinner that you actually did a plated course.
For
right?
900.
Yeah. Welcome to my world, right?
You can really see the true sense of community at the Tower Bridge dinner.
I think it's great for our city to have something like that to showcase not only the culinary talent, but the products, you know, the farmers and the products that we grow.
Yeah, I mean, I got into cooking because I wasn't particularly great at math. I wasn't really interested in history. A lot of the school stuff just didn't really jive, and I loved working with my hands and was always into, you know, eating good food, cooking, and just the transformation was really fascinating of taking raw ingredients and turning them into a dish. In the food world nationally, I think we're starting to turn a lot more heads. I would say in the past 3 years, it's really kind of ticked up.
There's a lot of opportunity right now as far as,
You know, we're seeing growth and momentum with the food culture in Sacramento. I feel like there's more work to be done in that regard.
We keep building these blocks so we can get some more national attention and get better talent coming to town, more savvy diners, people looking for the better restaurants. I mean, the service needs to be on, the food's got to be on. All the stars need to align and just be you know, hopefully we have a perfect service every day.
UC Davis hospital called, said we want to change our food to make it farm to fork. What can we do? So I had a casual conversation with them, and as I'm going through the conversation, I'm thinking in my mind, Santana, Santana.
Chef Santana.
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 Santana Diaz is saving the world.
The guy who put together the food for Super Bowl 50, the guy who made Golden One Center the most green food system in professional sports is really the one you want to talk to.
From a young age, I've always been involved in a kitchen somehow. From restaurants to 70,000 capacity football stadiums. I mean, I've had just about every position except owning a restaurant. But nothing had prepared me for what I'm experiencing on a day-to-day basis today. I believe that it was just unintentional about why the stigma of hospital food got to where it is. Sometimes when it comes down to it, that you put these things on this, you know, system, and it tells you how much magnesium, how much sodium, how much is everything in this meal. But it, you know, it doesn't tell you about the color or what it really tastes like. You know, a passionate culinary eye was not part of a computer system. When you add a chef or someone that actually has some passion to it and understands flavor profiles and methods, we can start presenting something that looks good and tastes good. So instead of saying, here's your peach cup in what the FDA refers to as juice, and we're gonna seal it, and then that can last and sit on the shelf for years, and then give it to you when you're in your most illest state.
With plenty of corn syrup.
Yeah. So I came in and said, why don't we just give them a peach from 33 miles up the road?
Food is medicine. Nutrition is key to recovery and health and wellness. So when Chef Santana Diaz first came here, we were doing what every large hospital system does. Big box foodstuffs and food that wasn't frankly very tasty or really evaluated for its tastiness and freshness. His passion around health and nutrition, coupled with his production capability that he learned in the sports arena world, he truly is a food source executive. I mean, it's amazing he's also a James Beard award-winning chef.
Check there with the dietitians. Go ahead and check with Sky and her team, making sure I know for sure. On this 150-acre campus, we have 3 retail spaces. Out of those retail spaces, we can serve on average about 4,200 meals per day. We do 659 beds in the hospital, and the employees, we're talking about 13,000 employees here. And any given day, we do run between 6,000 and 7,000 meals.
Give us a sense of scale, like how much, like if we order cherry tomatoes from Missoula, we're getting, you know, a couple flats.
So when we do our marinaras, because we make our marinaras and our bolognese in-house, and for fresh tomatoes that we're roasting and doing the whole 9 yards with, you know, we'll go through in a week, we'll say, 30 flats to 40 flats of just that one, maybe one type of tomato. It's a machine.
Yeah.
It's a machine, and we try to do our best to, like, I'll be honest, we will never reach the epitome of quality on your house-made pastas at our scale. It's it's just not possible.
It's not possible.
Yes, I have a hand crank pasta roller, and I'll do some raviolis for some moms, potentially on a special menu. But we can't keep up with that every day. It's not possible.
Yeah.
So we just got to make sure we're just sourcing it right. One thing about a hospital is that they never close, right? They're 365 days, 24/7 operations. So we could generate a sustainable platform of ordering and forecasting and procurement of foods. And that's where the light bulb clicked. It was like, this is the opportunity for change for community benefit. And our patients actually win at the same time.
There are some amazing farm-to-institution activities that are going on around the country. Santana is one of those creative leaders. in this whole movement. He immediately became seen as somebody that was going to make a difference.
If you get to start to know the farmers and the ranchers, and we say, okay, hey, can you provide us with these 9 tons of asparagus for the asparagus season? Maybe one rancher or farmer can't do it, but their coalition, they can fill the order.
When you guys make a commitment a year ahead of time, you know, it helps us increase what we do. Going into the season, before we even start planting, we know that this customer is going to take so many cartons a year, and this customer is going to take so many cartons a year.
If we can secure and eliminate and minimize the risk to the farmer, knowing that 80% of the crop is actually going to be sold versus just planting blind and hoping they sell it, the price to restaurant owners and chefs can maybe be more stabilized, which helps all of our food costs, right? Everybody can win on that.
I love what's happening at Davis with Santana. I know that he does believe that both taste and health begin in the soil. He's trying to buy the food from the people who are taking care of the land and their farm workers.
When somebody from that business, Santana, actually comes and knocks on the door and says, "We're ready," I said, "It's about time, come on in."
One of my executive sous chefs, he and his wife, when they had a child, realized, oh, this is a really grand experience. And that first meal as a family is going to be experienced in a hospital setting because the mom's not rushing home right away. It's like, oh, I had a baby and I'm going to go home. No, it's like, can we make that experience better, right? And so we created a mommy meal menu. It's a separate menu that we offer now that's for the mom and guest, partner, spouse, whomever that's with them.
Breaking bread together.
That is exactly right. So
It's a real thing.
fine dining and great food, if you will, I don't think really matches the stigma of hospital food. It's to bring this great food and all this knowledge of what we've all experienced and just bringing it to the people that probably need it most, right? Which is, you know, when we're ill or, you know, not on our 100%.
Where you are now and your experiences and your wins and your losses, what would you tell 24-year-old Billy opening up his first restaurant?
I don't think I would say anything. But some of the things I felt like I learned, I needed to learn. If anybody told me anything, I think it would have came out differently.
Yeah.
Because I'm like one of those people that I need to get burned to know not to get burned again. As a kid, I loved fish, like, you know, fish bowl, fish tanks. And, you know, I wanted to be a marine biologist when I grew up. But I was never a really studious kid. I didn't do good in school, and restaurant work was just work I had to do. My first job was a dishwasher busboy, and then worked prep and did sushi, and it was just always a job. As I got more into it, I started falling in love with it. So I went to culinary school in San Francisco, came back, worked with Randall Sullen at the kitchen, and then opened up Crew.
So how old were you then when, like, Old Crew opened?
I was 24 years old. To think about it now, it's pretty damn crazy.
Were you scared? I mean,
I think I was more stupid than
scared. Were you so young and dumb that you were like not even scared about it?
I wasn't even scared. I was like, no, let's just do it. I just wanted it so bad, you know. And when it happened, I was like, what did I get myself into? You know? Restaurants, it's not fun fantasy world. It's ultimately a business. You need to cater to your guests. You can't just make whatever, you know, because you still have to pay the bills.
Right.
You know, I got this a lot in the beginning. People come, oh, are you Japanese? Well, this, that, or what part of Japan are you from? I was like, oh, I'm from South Sacramento. You know? I went to Valley High School. But they're like, oh, why are you doing sushi? And I'm like, oh, are you Japanese? Why are you eating sushi? And I remember doing scallops and foie gras, and did a little soy and truffle gastrique. And there's customers, they're like, what is this food? This is not Japanese. My food, my flavors, it's not authentic. It's a culmination of food I ate growing up, at home, Chinese Vietnamese flavors, and then junk food, going to culinary school, which mainly taught classical French, and then all the knowledge I learned working in Japanese restaurants. So that's why it was just that mashup. Quality ingredients will speak for themselves. You don't need to do too much, and we have just such great access to all that.
What are we betting? You got to bet for first fish and biggest fish.
Biggest fish.
Oh, most fish too. That's right.
$100 a fish.
Well, you got to give us odds though.
No way.
I'll just hurry up and wait.
All right, anytime. I think the middle one's gonna go off first, Bill. I feel it.
That's you, Bill. That's you.
Bill, take that.
Nice.
Real.
Woo-hoo-hoo!
Dropped it down.
Bill's got a salmon, baby, let's land it, baby.
Okay.
Oh!
Okay, rod tip back down.
Fatty. Woo!
22?
25.
25? Master sushi chefs are known for their rice, cooked properly, seasoned properly, formed properly. Like the fish is just the accoutrement, the garnish for the rice. I grew up eating rice my whole life. What's the difference with this rice? This rice, all you know is these brands out there, right? Those are all commodity rice. It's grown by multiple people and they just mix it together. And then they put a brand on it. But I didn't know all that, so I was using a certain brand before when we first opened, and then Bosworth just popped up into the restaurant one day. He's like, hey, Bo, I got this rice. The first I asked him, how much is it? And then he was like, he told me the price. Like, I was like, what? How much? It was like double what I'm paying for. Well, why? He's like, well, just come out to the farm. Being out there and walking through the field, I was like, send me this rice.
The Sacramento Valley is really an ideal place to grow very high quality medium grain and short grain rice varieties. Warm days, cool nights. California grows virtually all the sushi rice in America. We grow our own seed, grow the rice the next year, dry it, store it, mill it, package it, deliver it to the end customers. And we're really proud that we can track that through the system. We get great feedback from our chefs, and then we can come back and implement that feedback on our farm.
So is this the field, the calicari?
This is the organic calicari rice that we're growing for you in your restaurants. You can see that it's starting to get pretty close to harvest. This field we're standing in is 36 acres, and all of this rice is going to go direct to chefs.
That's stuff for, yeah, that's plenty for everybody, yeah.
That is the smallest one, right?
Yeah. Cool.
That's perfect, dude.
So what's that you're putting on?
Koji.
That's made with rice.
Rice, yeah.
Is it just fermented?
Fermented. It acts like a tenderizer, and also it enhances the flavor like crazy. We're just gonna do it for like 40 minutes and it'll be good.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see how soft that flesh is. Hopefully it's firm on the firm side.
No, it's real nice and firm.
Is it? Yeah.
That's nice.
That's good quality fish right there. What we'll do is we'll pull that belly off, pull the tail off, and we'll just have those two pavés for grilling whole. The tail will mince and the belly will
for the congee.
Cook for congee.
I just felt like me growing up in Sacramento, I love Sacramento, I didn't want to leave Sacramento, and I just felt like there was a change, something happening soon, and I wanted to be part of it.
I believe in the opportunity of Sacramento as a food destination. I believe that it's a growing market that, you know, going to an established place, which I've done, was great, but you get lost.
Man, I am stoked on this food.
I even got the flour.
To be able to say, no, I'm putting my mark in this city because I know that Sacramento is great. You know, farm to fork capital, yes, all on board. The sum of our parts is just so strong, and we all have something, you know, different to offer, and it's a really beautiful thing.
It was an awesome day. From the fish we just caught literally hours ago, and then the rice from here, right here. Everything's really good. And then what?
Vegetables,
the vegetables
from
on the way here.
farm across the street.
Nice.
Yeah.
Everything on this plate, right?
Beautiful, beautiful product from beginning to end. Top
Best
to
as
bottom.
it gets, too.
As good as it gets, yeah. Cheers, y'all. Love
Cheers.
y'all.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming out here, and it was a really special day for
It
me,
was.
and
It was awesome.
you know, just another great time that, you know.
California's culinary scene continues to boom and set trends. Sacramento boasts 15 Michelin establishments. It also produces talented homegrown chefs who are the cornerstone of California's signature high-quality, yet laid-back dining ambience.
Can we use the food and the great bounty of this region that's available to us here in Sacramento, in this area, and present it in a way that looks pretty and then, well, tastes good, and at the same time maybe help our local economy with our local farmers and ranchers, right? All at the same time.
As much as we want to assume that people come to the restaurants for the wine and the food, we know why people really come back. They come back to see us. Yeah. The collective
sure.
us. Their favorite server, their favorite bartender, the chef.
The community is very special here, and I don't know if everyone can really appreciate it. I feel like I can because I went outside of city limits, and nothing is more special than this community.
We're all in this for the greater good of the city and pushing it forward and trying to get more of a national name for Sacramento. The culinary scene is still somewhat young here. Certainly there was those here before us, but it's blossoming now, and everybody is really motivated to push to the next level and help each other to get there, because it's all for the greater good.
I think we could change the farming in the state. I think we could change the health in this state. I think we could make a model that could change education around the country and around the world.